Go.
What do you want more than anything in this world? Well, that's an easy question to answer. It's a cat. Of course, that is a great answer because cats are the superior animals that everyone wants. A cat isn't just an animal, but it's also a part of people's families, where they bring happiness to everyone's faces, and they don't just put a smile on your face, but it also gives you meaning in life, and they help relieve many problems that people have. Today, we will see cats throughout their history, find out the difference in the amount of care, and the difference in traits they show compared to other animals. Let's first start with the history of cats and what makes them the superior animals that we have known throughout history. The history of cats is something that shows the superiority of the animal. According to Madeline Swan in A Curious History of Cats, all cats derived from animals that hunted for many generations and slowly grew into this house animal that we know today. Madeline Swan said in A Curious History of Cats, the ruling families and priests once welcomed cats into their houses and temples. They were noticed for their gracefulness and detached dignity. The Egyptians not only adopted cats as honored members of their family, but in time, they were attributed with superpowers. They were deified. Cats were seen as deities and were portrayed as gods and heroes. Throughout history, we slowly lost faith in them. We gave up on these supernatural powered animals, and along the way, we saw them in different lights. Like in the 10th century, when witches started to appear and cats were associated with them. In the 16th century, thousands of cats were killed along with supposed witches because they were seen as evil, said Madeline Swan in A Curious History of Cats. Once that era was over, we started to see them again as an animal that we saw in kingdoms and we loved all over again. Cats had a rough history, but always seemed to come out on top, and that's the kind of animal that I want in my corner. Now that we know some of our history of our cats, we can now move on to the difference in the amount of care for them. Cats are not the cheapest animals, but they are cheaper than most in several different ways. One way is in their cost of food. Most cats can normally eat just dry food, and that is definitely cheaper than dog food. Dr. Dillon, the vet, said that when it comes to shots and deciding on neutering and spaying cats, they are the cheaper animal. Dr. Dillon also believes that cats' maintenance overall is a better fit for most people. It is easier, she stated. Even though you have to include the price of kitty litter and kitty pans, it is still cheaper, especially when you can leave a cat at home and have someone check in on them, where a dog needs a constant person. So you may need to put them in a kennel. Cats definitely have a perk when it comes to money in your pocket, as in you will have more there than you might have with a dog. Now that we know the cost difference, we are able to move on to the traits that people see in cats versus other pets. Animals all have different traits. Some people love them, and some people just downright hate them. But thing is, cats seem to have the most lovable traits. According to Animal Planet in their article, Top 10 Reasons Why Cats Are Better Pets Than Dogs, there are a lot of reasons, but these are just some of the few of the top 10. Cats are calm. When a new person comes to the house, they won't act hectic or crazy like a wild animal, try to claw and scratch and jump. They'll wait it out, and they'll slowly start to get to know you, smelling you and slowly climbing up on your lap. They are cleaner. They self-groom, whereas other animals you will have a grooming bill with. Cats are hilarious and amusing. As we see all over the internet, there are thousands of funny cat videos out there. But they are also less vocal and loud than other animals. A cat's meow will never out-sound the sound of a dog's bark, which is always a good thing in my mind. And they also aren't as destructive as other animals. One thing about a cat is they can go to the bathroom anytime. That means no long walks in the heat in the summer and no 1 a.m. potty times in the rain. The last, and to me the most important trait that they listed on Animal Planet was the cat's purr. It is to me the most calming and relaxing thing. It makes you know that you have done a good job and that you are truly loved by this animal. One last trait most people might complain about is that a cat isn't trainable, which is definitely not true. According to Nina Stralick in What If Everything You Think About Cats Is Wrong, cats can be taught using the same techniques that are used with dogs, as long as there is the right incentive there to get them along. Cats are amazing animals who throughout history have changed and developed, and now we know some of the traits that make them humankind's best friend. Today, we saw cats throughout their history. We found out the difference in the amount of care, and we saw the different traits that they show compared to other animals. Now, I want you to take everything that you have learned and go get yourself your own cat, so you can have your own new best friend. Adopt one, buy one, find one that needs a very good home, so you can have one of these loving, purring animals, and give them a place to cuddle and sleep. Cats are the superior animal that really do have a touch of magic in them, and a lot of love to give. They will change your world, and soon will be known as humankind's best friend.